back to another episode of the Art House Podcast. Today, I'm here with a very lovely guest, Jaylon.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm so
Yeah.
excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So, those of you who don't know Mr. Jaylon, I'm going to tell y'all this. He is an amazing dancer. I met him on the set of Inclusify, and he was dancing and directing. And what I can say is like I love like working with you on that project. Not only seeing you dance in it, but also direct because every time you work, you always move with intent.
Mm.
So that's one of the things that I can really appreciate about you. And yeah, he's just that person. I've always admired your work, not only really as a dancer, but just as a leader, period. So I always start off giving my graces to people because you absolutely deserve it. So,
Yes, well, it feels great to be admired and
mm,
appreciated. I always try to um, extend my gratitude in return as well, because just to hear that, yeah, alone. So thank you so much, Monte.
absolutely, absolutely. So we're gonna get into it. So we want to know about who Jaylon is. So how was it? How was it like growing up?
Okay, who Jaylon is? Well, first and foremost, my name is Jaylon Givan,
Mhm.
and I am a person, when it comes to who I am as a person,
Mhm.
I'm a person of love and joy.
Mhm.
And that has, over the years, like that's why I am at core.
Mhm.
Over the years, so many beautiful layers have built on top of those two things. So I can literally go create a whole list.
Hey, go
Because I'm,
for it.
I'm a man, I'm a person of so many things, but
Mhm.
love and joy is at the core. And so whenever I'm asked that question, most times people expect for me to start talking about dance and what
Mhm.
I do, but the
Mhm.
question isn't what do I do? It's
Yeah.
who am I? And
Yeah.
so, through everything that I do, I want people to feel who I am,
Yeah.
which is love and
Mhm.
joy. I want people to feel that not only in me, but so much in me that they feel it in themselves,
Yeah.
through my communication,
Yeah.
through my dance, through my smile,
Mhm.
through, teaching or directing. I mean, the list goes on and on. So
Yeah.
that's who I am at core.
Mhm.
I growing up, I had a really wonderful childhood. I will say that. I also am a person who remembers every single thing.
Mhm.
Like everything that has happened to me in my life and career from the time I was born till now, I remember it. I can tell you what happened. I can tell you
Mhm.
what the feeling was on the inside, and I really love that about myself. I always say I get it from my granddaddy because he
Mhm.
remember everything, everybody' birthday, what you did in 1990 or this day. I'm like, granddaddy, how do you remember that I purchased my car at this day from this lot at this time and what color I was wearing? Like,
Yeah.
but I'm a very family oriented person.
Mhm.
So my family, being from the South, Birmingham, Alabama, just so y'all
Mhm.
know, um, yeah, that should tell you enough. The South, like, come on, home cooked meals,
Mhm.
the every Sunday dinner, which was
Yep.
really a meeting. Every
Mhm.
Sunday, we miss no Sundays.
Mhm.
Playing out in the street, in the
Yes.
road, in the grass, in the
Mhm.
neighborhood with your friends and your peers in the neighborhood, just because even the neighborhood was a family,
Yeah.
so it was safe to do that.
Mhm.
And having parents and grandparents that actually care when you walking through the house, you're not going nowhere without me checking that conduct, without you pulling
Mhm.
out that homework. You can't
Yep.
even go to the bathroom
Show
without
can.
passing me the folder. Like, so
Mhm.
that's how I grew up. Um, you know, being spoiled too,
Mhm.
I was very spoiled, but also I think I was well behaved, because discipline was a thing. So I
Yeah.
was well behaved, and I achieved. I worked to have high achievements.
Mhm.
So being spoiled made sense. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I was doing the things that I should in school and at home,
Mhm.
my chores. So getting everything I wanted for Christmas made sense.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I was a very creative child.
Mhm.
Um, I didn't start off in an art school or anything like that, but I think
Mhm.
my mom being a hairstylist,
Mhm.
who passed away when I was 13. So
Mhm.
maybe
Sorry
we'll
to
get
hear
into that a little later. But
Mhm.
um, her being a hairstylist, her being of like the 70s and 80s era, so
Mhm.
fashion and music at that time, you
Mhm.
know, my mom and dad was that they were that girl and that guy. Like I look at pictures of them, I'm
Mhm.
like, y'all ate this look. Like,
Yep.
grandmom, she was very artsy as well.
Mhm.
She drew, so she helped me with all my projects that I had to draw, a science project. You thought I did it? My grandma did it. She did the whole project. She didn't drew the whole thing from scratch. We didn't cut and paste nothing. She drew it. So
Wow.
she was just an artist. She made all my mom's clothes and stuff. Still make mine whenever I need something custom. I'll be like, Grandma, can you? And
Mhm.
my mom used to put on hair shows. I didn't want to
Mhm.
do it when I was young because I was so nervous. I was like maybe like 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 when she
Mhm.
used to ask me, and I used to always decline respectfully.
Mhm.
And so yeah,
Period. 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 I love that. So you were pretty much born into art within itself.
yeah,
You were pretty much because it was really a part of like kind of like your everyday life.
yeah. It's interesting to even try to pick apart like how that came about. Like, why
Mhm.
am I such an artistic
Mhm.
child?
Yeah.
I think like my grandmother and mom doing it. Sure, I do think those are major factors. But
Mhm.
I think like it was just something within, because even my dad told me, he was like, Jay, he always loved to tell me like when you were a child, like an infant, like a baby, a toddler,
Mhm.
you were so peaceful. Like you
Mhm.
didn't cry a lot. Of course I cried because, I'm a
Yeah.
baby. But he was like,
Mhm.
you never was really just an unsettled baby.
Mhm.
And that kind of speaks to the love and joy. And so I just feel like with that light inside,
Yeah.
I was just destined to be creative no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, to be expressive and to be creative no matter what was around me, really. But
Yeah.
granted, I had like, my mom and my grandparents and stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I guess for me, I had that similarity as well. Because my mom, she used to rap when I was a little kid,
Hmm.
and but also like I would be around it because my cousins they would have like these like churches inside of their house, so there'll
Hmm.
always be like everybody singing and dancing. And then when I was little, my mom would always play Sade for me whenever I would be like
Come
crying or
on.
getting like upset. So it's very interesting that you talk about that because when you first love art, like love is within art, which makes
Yeah.
you love it more. Um,
I also just want to tag on
mhm,
that I think, and this is me jumping the gun a little bit, just a little
mhm,
bit, which is why I do what I do.
mhm,
And a huge part of what I do, amongst all the things I do,
mhm.
is advancing the youth forward.
Yes.
That's a whole separate conversation, but
Yeah.
I think that all children are creative and artistic.
Yes.
I think that the only thing that stops them from exploring that is the world around them, whether
Yes.
that be their home, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Whether it be school,
Yeah.
whether it be the boys and girls club that they go into after school, which
Mhm.
is why it is so important to just, I mean, it's really easy, honestly. Like, I
Mhm.
feel like all children would be artistic, creative, expressive,
Yeah.
millionaires. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think it just nurture your child and protect
Yeah.
your child. It's so simple.
Yeah.
It's not.
Absolutely. So with that, because of course, like you said, like as a child, like kids are very creative. So I know as an adult or coming into your teenage years, society starts to get in, right?
Yeah.
And then it starts to be a thing of like, I don't want to do this, or I don't want to do that. or a lot of times it's not really you truly expressing yourself. So I'm gonna ask this question first before I ask this other question. So, how did you start with wanting to dance?
Okay, informally,
Mhm.
informally, honestly, it was just a culture thing. Informally,
Mhm.
meaning like the cookouts, the
Yep. Yep.
music, you know what I'm saying? Like it's 106 in Park. I
Oh
mean,
yes.
like
Mhm.
those are just honestly literally the minor things. Like at that time, Lil Bow Wow, Lil Romeo, you know what I'm saying? Chris Brown coming out, all these artists, you know what I'm saying? Like those are just minor things. It's literally that's what I said, it's literally just a culture. Like I feel like dance is a culture. Dance is everywhere. Like it's no way possible you can be born onto this earth. It don't matter if you're in America, it don't matter if you're in Atlanta, it don't matter if you in like some city that nobody know about. It's no way possible that you can be born into this earth and not have dance in your bones. And that's why I always tell people, they're like, "Oh, I'm not a dancer." I'm like, "Yes, you are, because you're moving. If you're doing this, this is movement. This is dance. It comes
Yeah.
from the people first before it's a ballet, a modern, a jazz.
Yeah.
It comes from the people."
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay. Okay. And then.
Oh, and formally, because
Mhm.
it was informally.
Uh-huh.
Formally, um, I started dancing my dance journey at the age of 13. So I joined
Mhm.
this group called Mad Skills Dance Company in
Mhm.
Birmingham, Alabama, my hometown. And I joined there at honestly just after all those previous years craving dance, doing all the talent shows at school, dancing at church, doing all the things. I was just eager to like dance more, just discover more within dance. And
Mhm.
I had saw this card, business card from Mad Skills on my god sister. Um little mirror thing. You know how you stuffed the little business
Mhm.
cards in your mirror back in the day. Thank you.
Mhm. Yep.
Uh-huh. And I was like, "What's this?" She said, "Oh, some guy gave it to me. You can have it." I end up calling a number, asking about how I can join. They gave me an audition. I did it, made it, boom. So
Mhm.
that's how I started. And I think honestly it was just a combination of like me noticing how much I love dance
Mhm.
year after year after year after year and just having a moment of destiny. I didn't go searching for that. Had I
Mhm.
not been in her house that day, I would
Mhm.
have not been on that journey. But
Mhm.
had I not even went into her room that day and
Yeah.
looked in the corner at this, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
that's just destiny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so, were you ever nervous when you first started, or was it just like it's just something to where like you were already like in that moment in that mindset?
Yes, I was nervous. Because like I told you, my mom wanted me to do creative things and shows like modeling her fashion show when I was younger. I was nervous.
Mhm. Yeah.
So and I think it's a when I'm just doing it at my free will is different. When it's like,
Mhm.
okay, you gotta do it, and there's like somebody looking for you to be a certain way. I
Yeah.
think that's what's always adds the layer of nervous. Like
Yeah.
I can just stand up right now, like cut off this camera, and once we close this, and just be dancing. Cause it don't matter
Mhm.
how it look,
Mhm.
long as it feel a certain way to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, once you add that, like, okay, somebody watching, so it's like they're kind of expecting something or
Mhm.
looking forward to something. I think that's what adds to nerves. So
Yeah.
yes, I still do get nervous.
Okay. And so, starting young, doing dance before your life was already filled with creativity. So, as becoming a teenager more and becoming an adult, how were you able to keep that childhood like trying to find a word. Were you able to find like that, keep the same like childhood kind of way of
Ooh,
dancing, like expressing yourself? Or did it change uh over time or due to society?
well, I think the answer to my question is kind of yes and no. I think
Mhm.
it's a mixture. I think it's a journey.
Yeah.
I think I think the base and the foundation of childhood is so important because honestly, now that you asked the question like that, I realized that that is my very power that I used as my armor to fight back against society and the world. Because someone will come along and say, hey, you don't need to be doing this because it's this.
Mhm.
Like, wait. So I did actually have a moment in high school where I had only been doing hip hop from the age of 13 formally,
Mhm.
up until about the end of high school, let's just say.
Mhm.
And I decided I had experience being in a chocolate nutcracker in
Mhm.
ninth grade, which opened my eyes to learn, like, wait, there's more to dance than just hip hop.
Mhm.
There's ballet, there's modern, because they had all those genres of dance in the production, and I got to do
Mhm.
them for the first time. So I had started to be more curious about dance, but with the climate that we were living in and how it is frowned upon for men
Mhm.
to do dance in a
Mhm.
certain way, i.e., ballet or wear tights,
Mhm.
right? Then they're gay. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and now that's like a whole thing. Like, I don't know about this era of children, but back in
Yeah.
our era, babe, if
Mhm.
you were called gay, that was a big deal. Like, it
Yeah.
was not something easy to deal with
Yeah.
at all. I feel like now, as a teacher, being in the school system, I see it's a little bit more accepted, and I love how far we've come. But
Mhm.
back in our time in the
Mhm.
90s,
Yeah.
but you better not do not one
Exactly.
thing that people make think you know what I'm saying? Like, it was bad.
Yes.
So, I had granted we had it wasn't like in the 90s. It was like towards the end of my high school. So it was a little progression there.
Yeah.
But I had took a little picture in the dance studio because now I was finally starting to learn a little ballet, learn a little modern. So I took a
Mhm.
picture and I was doing like this pose where it kind of looked like I was doing like a split, but it wasn't like
Mhm.
a full split. And people that I thought were my friends and everything, they
Mhm.
took that picture, they made a meme, they sent it around the school, they sent it to all their group chats, and
Mhm.
just depicting me. So, that moment, which is very emotional for me.
Mhm.
um, I'm about to get ready to graduate. These are people that I
Yeah.
thinking my friends. I
Yeah.
will say, if anything though, it really didn't deter me, like make me think like, oh, I shouldn't be dancing or anything. It
Yeah.
really actually made me emotional, but because it's not a good thing to go through or a good
Mhm.
feeling, but it actually lit more fire under me. I remember that same week was like our homecoming week, and I had to perform at the pet rally with my friend. We were dancing, and I always did it. I'm like the school hype man. Like, I'm always the one dancing and all everything.
Mhm.
And that moment happened before the performance, maybe like the same day or the day before. And
Mhm.
I just remember going out there killing it. Like, and yeah, and what was said.
Exactly. Exactly.
I remember that. So that's one example of like still trying to keep that childly, connection to it, but
Yeah.
having to deal with the struggles of the world too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just one.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Um, so because you do make a good point. Like back then, it was very excruciatingly difficult to like be called gay because it was like this huge thing. Like I remember so many times where people would think I was gay, and I'd be like, "What?" And it would just be like this whole big thing. But it's a blessing in disguise that we are living in a world now to where it's more accepted. But what I can say is going through that experience, like it showed me a perspective, but then it also like helped me build and go against the grain of society.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, having that muscle to do that is
yeah,
necessary. So I
yeah,
don't regret it because you're gonna need that muscle to go against the grain, to go against,
mhm,
what the world is trying to project on you. You're gonna need it because as long as you live and the higher you climb into where you're going, it's gonna be more and more and more and more. Think about famous people.
yeah,
Everybody, all of us want to be famous until
mhm,
we get in that spot and we realize that every second of the day someone's gonna be chewing you out
yes, yes,
every second of the day.
yeah. And then you got so many responsibilities going on, child, and you
You
don't even
cannot even think about that stuff.
think. Um, so after high school, you went to Alabama State University, right?
Woo, woo.
Mm.
I did. I did.
Yeah. So what was that like? What was that whole experience?
Well, um, that experience actually connects where I left off about telling how I started dancing at 13 because
Mm,
just a little note, my mom always wanted to put me in dance. She
mm,
just couldn't because she had sickle cell. So that's a disease where you're constant, to sum it up, you're constantly sick. So
mm,
me getting into dance by simply looking at my sister's mirror, finding that card was literally destiny. So then fast forward, finishing high school, having a little bit, more dance under my belt in terms of beyond hip hop.
mm,
I decided I was going to go to Alabama State University,
mm,
and I didn't know what my major was going to be really. I just
mm,
knew I said I was going to be business. This is what most people say when we don't know.
mm,
But I was kind of like business undecided. So I'm supposed to be on during orientation, of course, going to like the business off building. That's what you do on orientation. You go to
mm.
your college,
Yeah.
their building, and you talk to
Mm.
them. Child, I'm way over across the theater in the theater building, asking them, talking about, oh yeah, like I know y'all got this dance company called Eclectic. I just want to dance. Like I don't care. I just, it was a company that, like a campus organization that I had researched prior to coming, and I was
Mm,
like, I know I'm gonna be a part of this. So I'm telling them that the dean, she tells me, oh, well, you in luck because we actually, this is the first year we're gonna have BFA dance major. And then after she said that, the three guys who were over the program,
mm,
Michael Metcalf, James Atkinson, and Kevin Grant, rest his soul, he passed away in 2019.
mm,
They walked around a corner. It's like she pressed a button or something, but she didn't. And then
mm,
it's like they knew I was there. They walked around the corner, again, a destiny moment, and they introduced herself. I'm shaking their hand. Now, mind you, I'm 18. I don't know
mm.
what none of this mean. She
Yeah.
said BFA dance program. I don't even know what a BFA mean or
Yeah.
stand for.
Mhm.
And she's like, "Oh yeah," and they're like, "Okay, yeah, come to the placement class. It's a mock audition." I don't know what none of this mean.
Mhm.
Like literally, I'm like, I have to be so clear because it's just such an interesting feeling that or story that's like I'm really just going with the flow.
Yeah.
Like you said, I can dance. It's all that mattered. I didn't know what that meant. So I
Mhm.
go to the audition, my placement class. I'm in there taking my first ever ballet class. Like I
Mhm.
had learned a little bit about ballet, but I'd never taken a start to finish ballet class where I gotta wear the tights and I gotta stand at the bar. I had never done that ever in my
Mhm.
life, ever. So I'm doing that, and it's hard. It's so hard. It is so hard,
Same.
but
Yeah, I too, child.
it is so hard.
I did a ballet class and I was like, "Oh, well, I'm
I'm
gonna pass that."
man, I'm like, but I'm just enjoying myself.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even thinking about how hard it is. So
Yeah.
I do that, and then they like, okay, they start like just giving me the next steps, like, cause it's new. This is a new program to them too. So
Yeah.
everything that they're doing, it's like everything is just new. So it's just
Mhm.
happening.
Yeah.
And that same day, Kevin Grant, the one that passed,
Mhm.
um, he before we even finalized my enrollment in the BFA, gave me my schedule, none of that. He took me under his wing and invited me to a rehearsal that same night to
Mhm.
learn a 10-minute duet that would later go on to represent the whole college at nationals at the John F. Kennedy Center in
Mhm.
DC and represent the whole southern region, like later on, like that same year.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that was kind of my introduction into college.
Mhm.
Um, I honestly, I was dancing for about 2 months and still didn't know what being a BFA dance major would mean. Like I had already
Mhm.
started my schedule. I'm just doing it. And I remember saying to my professor, I was like, "Oh," I told my parents I was doing dance and stuff, and they were like, kind of like, I need to have a backup plan or I need to like consider something
Mhm.
else.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I don't know about this. Like, I know I started, and he's like encouraging me to let me know like you gonna be good, like just
Mhm.
trust the process and just tell them to trust the process, and that's what I did.
Yeah.
And literally the rest was history. I mean, I can go on and on.
Mhm.
I was the first student of one of the first students of the BFA dance program at Alabama State University, which is
Mhm.
something, one of my most proudest accomplishments in life.
Mhm.
And I was an ambassador for the program.
Mhm.
If I'm being honest, I was just really one of one in that program. I highly recommend represented the program on
Mhm.
all levels. I traveled everywhere with the professors to represent the program, to recruit, to I was on all of the flyers. I was on the first flyer. I mean, I can go on and on. I did
Mhm.
most of the solos and duets throughout all the productions. I mean, college was just a huge staple in like my development in dance and like who I am as a dancer and how I do things.
Yeah.
It was a very unique experience.
Yeah. And I think it's good that you touched on like that battle between choosing art and choosing a more conventional way of getting a job, because even when I started out, like it wasn't even like my family that was telling me like, oh, like if you're doing film, I think you need to find a backup plan. Me, I was already like, okay, if this doesn't work out, I wanted to go to law school. So I wanted to be a sports and entertainment attorney. So I had studied for that, and then that really didn't end up working out. So I had to really rely on just trusting myself and trusting the process. And that's a lot of times what you have to do as an artist, like when you're trying to make it a career, is that you have to really be able to trust yourself, trust that you know that you have it, trust that you know that it's meant for you.
Yeah.
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 And then I know you also kind of talked about the Kennedy Center, right?
Yes.
And you also danced there, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So talk about that experience.
Oh, it's so crazy that you pulled that out because
Mhm.
in my bio for since I've ever had a biography to represent myself as a dance artist professional, um, one of the I've always ended the bio by saying that my career convincing moment was that
Mhm.
moment. That was a year into me being a BFA major. So that was like the summer going into my sophomore year when I did that performance.
Mhm.
And that is what told me like, yes, everything you experienced this year was meant and this is where you're supposed to be. You want to be a professional dancer. That's when I decided after
Mhm.
that performance. So again, there was the 10-minute duet that was created on day one. A
Mhm.
10-minute duet. Let's stop there. A
Mhm.
10-minute duet where you're on the stage dancing for 10 minutes straight,
Oh, I know that's
doing
challenge.
high level, high skilled movement
Mhm.
techniques, jumping, rolling, lifting, relentlessly lifting someone
Yeah.
for 10 minutes over and over.
And those of y'all who don't know about them stage lights, them shits are hot as hell.
So, I mean, I just have to talk about that because for me to just say it and keep moving is one thing, but to
Yeah.
understand the capacity that or the toll it takes on your physical body
Yeah.
and the type of like training it really takes to be successful at that,
Yeah.
for me being, fairly new,
Mhm.
not all the way new, but
Yeah.
new into like the capacity of doing things that,
Mhm.
I'm doing a duet that someone it usually it takes years and years and years of training to even be able to really, what I'm
Yeah.
saying, do.
Mhm.
So that just goes to show the passion, the dedication, the like me not taking no for an answer if I couldn't get something right, or just
Mhm.
me submitting to the process. But I did that performance and I remember, well, first we had to do it at a conference. Then it was adjudicated.
Mhm.
And so these worldly known, profound adjudicators in dance are
Mhm.
just sitting back judging you. They're talking about it. They send you the tape, and then they choose one group from each region to represent the region, and then go to nationals to be
Mhm.
showcased representing your region. In this case, the southern region.
Mhm.
And so when I did the performance and I got off stage, at that point, I probably had performed a duet at least 4 or 5 times, maybe four. So I was in it. It went no, it was a no brainer. Of
Mhm.
course, I still got nervous because
Yeah.
we would be in the wings
Mhm.
waiting for them to announce and play our music, and then we didn't start on stage. We started in the wings. So as soon as that music press play,
Mhm.
you have to go. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? It don't matter how you're feeling, you gotta walk out on the stage because that's a part of the movement.
Mhm.
Um, and it literally started us holding hands and just walking down the diagonal side by side until we hit
Mhm.
the first movement. Such a beautiful piece. It's the most
Mhm.
beautiful piece I've ever performed in my whole life. And I got off stage
Mhm.
and people were coming up to me crying,
Mhm.
like with so much light and joy in their eyes, and or just saying like, "You changed my life," like that impacted me so much. Like,
Yeah.
thank you. I mean, just sharing so many different beautiful words, short words, long phrasings, and giving me so much genuine love, and just I just felt like I made an impact on people, and like I made a difference, and I just felt seen as a
Mhm.
person too, because as an artist, we do what we do because we don't that's our way of getting expressing our internal feelings. We're not always doing it through words like this. We
Mhm.
would rather put it in the form of, a dance, a song,
Mhm.
a book.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's from then on, that was my career convincing moment.
Okay. All right. So after you graduated, where did you move to?
So I've lived several places. The first place I moved to was Washington, DC.
Mm.
And I started there as a apprentice. Well, I originally got a company artist offer, but I didn't take it. I wanted to keep training after college. I had a bunch of offers to start dancing professionally in the company already. My junior and senior year. And I actually, even though I was a pre-professional in college, I had already started dancing professionally with a professional Montgomery, Alabama local based company that just saw me and my work and brought me in on their professional gigs like the Nutcracker and so forth. But after I graduated, I wanted to go to Kansas City Ballet
Mm.
in Missouri, which is because I had a full scholarship to go train in their rigorous program.
Mhm.
Rigorous, the hardest ballet program I've ever been a part of.
Mhm.
But I wanted that. I don't know. I was just always fascinated with foundation and training and further my knowledge and just the like overall process of dance and learning rather than performing. I've always been like that.
Mhm.
But so when I graduated, since I didn't take that offer as
Mhm.
a company artist with the company, when I finally decided to circle back around to it, they didn't have any more spots for that role. So they gave me an apprentice.
Mhm.
Well, I went to DC. DC got me right as an adult. It was, I was working several jobs and all at the same time and doing
Mhm.
that. And 6 months later, I was promoted to a company artist.
Mhm.
And then a few months later, I was promoted to principal artist.
Mhm.
So I did 2 seasons. I started my second season
Mhm.
as a principal artist.
Mhm.
And that meant that I was doing pretty much what I was used to in college. All the solos, all the duets, most of the heavy work, dancing on stage for 30 minutes straight.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it was the hardest. It was the
Yeah.
hardest. Now
Yeah.
that was the hardest. That was the new hardest.
Yeah. So once you moved to DC, I know you said because you really lived around like different places.
I
I'm a
know,
little jealous right
child.
now, but you done been to New York. You've lived in what, Los Angeles?
Yeah, Atlanta,
Yeah,
Houston,
yeah. So which one of those places like really like motivated you and inspired you?
New York.
New York.
New York. I think all of them had their different impacts on me of
Mhm.
inspiration. I think what I gained overall from all of them is expanding myself as an artist and my network,
Mhm.
which is very important as an artist. I think a lot of people miss advancing forward in their career because they lack the understanding of doing that.
Mhm.
And they're usually just like want to be in one place, but they want these goals, but they
Mhm.
don't understand, that. But yeah, New York. New York is my favorite place in the United States to
Yeah.
be
Mhm.
for in all on all levels.
Mm.
Dance, fun, whatever. Like, yeah, New York.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember my first time going to New York, and that was I can say New York has, like, such a different feeling, like, it makes you feel like, "Damn, I made it.
Yeah,
I'm here, I
just
made
from
it."
arriving.
Yeah, like, I worked hard, and, like, now I'm just here, and, like, it's just filled with life. Um, so I know you moved around, of course, several places, but you were also a part of American Dance Festival. So
Yes.
yeah, how was that? Like, how did that opportunity come about?
Well, American Dance Festival was it's a festival. It's a summer intensive.
Mm,
Um and it's the first summer intensive I ever went to. Well, technically the second, because I did do like a short Horton, which is a modern dance technique
mm,
week long summer intensive 2 weeks, something like that, right before I went to college, since I knew I was going to be going and trying to
mhm,
dance. I was like, let me try to get some more training job. But
mhm,
this was technically the first full, like, it was like 2 months long, where I drove. Did I drive? Did I drive? No, I didn't drive. I got on a Greyhound.
mm,
14 for the first time, 14-hour Greyhound by myself
mm,
as an 18-year-old boy, and
mm,
was like, I'm gone. I had
mm,
learned about the opportunity from a dance event I attended while at college.
mm,
And I applied. I was like, oh, this sounds like me. I want to keep training in the summer. I took no summers off. My
mm,
whole college years, I never took a summer off, not even a full week. Like, I
mm,
was training elsewhere, New York, wherever. So this
mm,
was the first one of those. And I had learned about it at the event. I applied, sent in my for a scholarship. I got a scholarship, not a full scholarship, partial. So I had to
mhm,
raise the money, did a GoFundMe, and by the time I paid everything off, I was like, "Phew." My auntie gave me the last $800.
mhm.
My mom's sister gave me the last $800. $800 isn't little. So
Yeah.
I was I had made it, I had raised it a lot of money, but I was
Mhm,
still far away, and it was literally like 2 days away. And I'm
mhm,
like, so there's that.
mm,
And then I traveled 14 hours. It was in Durham, North Carolina.
mm,
Um, I stayed on campus, which was an incredible experience because if you don't know,
mm,
Duke is the largest college in the world.
mm. Yep, yep.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Duke is the largest college in the world.
Mm,
So that campus has like northeast, west, south. Like, I
mm,
mean, it's like its own full city or state.
yeah.
Yeah, that's that. I stayed
Mm,
on campus in dorms, so it felt like I'm just still in college.
mm,
This is an international program, so there's people all over the world, our dancers, all different types of artists, musicians, everything, choreographers, directors, professional companies that come and perform on a daily. Like, there are so many different things for you to do. There's so many different types of dance events outside of their curated schedule. There's like different tracks, orange, green, purple. You can switch. There's dance parties. There's people who, I mean, talk about like dance heaven.
yeah.
Like, I
Mhm,
don't think I have had such a diverse experience like that
yeah.
ever in my life. Like, even still to this day after that, like,
Mm,
nothing that. And while it sounds like it's so much going on, it was also not. It was like it had its way of being rigorous and not
mm,
rigorous at the same time.
yeah.
Meaning, usually in a dance program, you have to wear this.
Mm,
You were trained in this way.
mm,
You better do the step and hit the choreography or the movement this way. Do
mm,
it again and again and again. It had that, but you can wear whatever you want to the class, any class.
mm,
Ballet, you can come in there with your pajamas on. and nobody looking at you sideways. Like, so you could wear whatever you want.
Mm,
Um, the teachers were just so personable. The people in the room were so personable. There were live musicians in every class. So you
mm,
got people playing the drums, playing the piano in every class. Again, it was just so many different kind of people that it's like I don't really know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Really know. Like it was just
You're
such an
just in a
incredible
space to where
experience.
like everybody is like just like you, but it's so different in the same time. It's like you want to be. It's like you're in a damn candy store and you like, who do I talk to next? Who do I get next? You know?
I got to do so much stuff.
Yeah.
Like this, I think about it all the time, but I never
Mm,
really fully reflect on it like this. So I'm really just blown away
yeah.
because I really got to do it. Really, I got to do so much stuff at that one in those 2 months that
Mm,
I don't know, and that actually stamped who I was going to be as an artist because of the how diverse and open the experience was.
mm,
It just made open me up, and I never went back after that. You know what I'm saying? Like
mm,
as an overall person and artist, it really like opened me up and made my palette very colorful. As a
mm,
choreographer, director, a professional dance artist, a leader,
yeah,
a follower, like
mm,
someone who studies dance,
mm,
my research in dance. I mean, my just everything,
yeah,
just everything.
yeah. So it is you built like it's like through your entire life you've been able to create like this very creative and heart-centered foundation for yourself, which is like so lovely and beautiful at the same time too, because not a lot of people get to be able to start off that way, but you were able to get to see all different spectrums.
Yeah.
But most importantly, like I think the most important thing that I want people to take away is that you gave yourself a chance. And a lot of people don't really give themselves an opportunity to give themselves a chance. You get what I'm saying?
Mm. No, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think that is a great takeaway, honestly. It really is. I think though, because remember
Mm.
when I was telling these stories, I would also I want to keep everyone reminded that I wasn't really conscious of what I was
Mhm.
doing.
Yeah.
But what I was conscious of was the feeling.
Yes.
So I think what is even more important to highlight
Mhm.
versus yes, give ourselves a chance, yes, but also prioritize how you feel.
Yes.
How you feel, keyword you feel.
Mhm.
Not how, your cousin, your auntie, uncle, sister, brother, mama, best friend,
Mhm.
dance teacher, whoever, stranger on the internet saying this. Not how
Yeah.
nobody else feel, but how you feel about your life. And do the things that make you feel the most passionate and alive and loved and happy and joyful. It's that simple.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
When you do that, you're going to be aligned and you're going to walk right into your destiny, no matter what.
Oh yeah.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, that's really, really, really it.
Yeah. And then what? Another artist reposted you, Cardi B.
Woo, that just happened.
Yes. And when I saw that post, I was at work. I literally jumped up, child. I was happy for you. I went running around that damn building. I was happy as hell. I mean, like, how was that just seeing that?
Well, the thing is, that video that she reposted is
Mhm.
from 2020.
Wow.
So a little nugget of wisdom for all my artists out there, because this was told to me before. Post the content, babe.
Yeah.
Post the content. I just reposted it at the I think I reposted either at the end of 2025 or at the very
Mhm.
beginning of 2026. However, I reposted a video that happened 6 years ago.
Mhm.
Post the content, repost the content over and over again. Don't focus on how many likes. Don't
Mhm.
focus on post the content, tag the artist, tag the people, share, over promote yourself. There's no such thing. There's this whole idea about like promoting or over posting.
Mhm,
I've been focused on getting out of that
mhm,
that stigma for the last year and a half, and I've just been
mhm,
making myself post because it only takes one person and one post to
mhm.
be seen or go viral or seen by the right person to change your life.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm not on tour with Cardi B
Mhm,
yet. You know what I'm saying? Who,
mhm,
yeah,
mhm.
you never
It's
know. But
coming.
but no, I'm not on tour with her, but she
Mhm,
saw it, and that elevated my platform and also made me more visible to her and her team, or whoever else that she follows her that see me. You never
mhm,
know. So maybe somebody wrote my name down to contact me
mhm.
this summer about such and such.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
you just
honestly, it's just more so, I think the reward is just, as artists, especially at this level in my career, it's just visibility.
yeah, absolutely.
That's it. And it's spreading my art and my joy and my love for dance. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you've you've worked with the Color Purple film. Like,
Ah, I did do that. I did do that. That was my first movie.
mhm,
Wow. Color Purple has played such a staple in our world as a
yes,
people.
yes,
Like it has for so long.
yes.
For so long. So I think being a part of that is just a historic. It's Black History Month. There we
Exactly.
go.
Yes.
It's still Black History
Yes.
Month, and even after it's over, it's still Black History Month.
Mhm,
But um, it just made me proud to be a part of that history.
mhm,
That you know. I don't know if I want to say lineage. I feel like that's the right word, but
mhm,
that history that's still educating people to till today, still bringing people joy, still,
mhm,
shaking the table. You
mhm.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Color Purple is still shaking the table. The table needs to be constantly shaken,
Yeah.
and I'm a part of what's doing that.
Mhm,
So working on that, every part of it, from the dress rehearsals to costume fittings, and also there was a moment where got to see my worth as a dance artist too, because I'm like, oh,
mhm,
this is what I should be getting paid.
mhm,
Oh, I'm getting paid just to go to a fitting.
mhm,
I'm
mhm,
getting paid just to breathe air in the
mhm.
space, even if we ain't really rehearsed hard today and we just going over the words we're gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was a moment in time to just for me to just be in that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an incredible experience.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that. And oh, I mean, just the last movie and the movie before that. I mean, like you said, like that was an iconic movie that will forever be a part of Black history.
I also got this meet Fantasia and Taraji
What?
and um Halle and
Mhm,
I'm trying to think who else. The main cast, I pretty much got to meet the main cast. Now,
mhm,
Sierra wasn't there, and her
mhm,
wasn't. Not her, yeah, her wasn't there, but
mhm,
most of them were.
mhm,
And I actually sat. So quick look, I gotta add this.
mhm,
Quick little moment. So my role in Color Purple had got switched a few times. So
mhm,
when I had got finalized on the last track that I was gonna be on,
mhm,
had I not got finalized on that track,
mhm,
I wouldn't have had this experience. So I got finalized, so I got called to a rehearsal that I had never been in,
mhm,
and I had to say, I had to speak, I had to sing,
mhm.
um, chant, sing, whatever you want to call it. And so I actually got paid as a dancer and as a vocalist on that movie,
Wow.
just because I had a little speaking part, a little
Mhm.
chant.
Right.
And so when I got there for being the first time coming to that rehearsal, the last person
Mhm,
so I had to play catch up too. This was like a week before we were going to be shooting.
mhm,
Um, they told when I walked in, I didn't really have much to do. I was waiting on the guy who was going to be working with me in my part to like be ready for me. So I'm kind of just exploring, walking around, taking it all in. This is like production rehearsal now. Like they
yeah.
got production stuff flying all around, people moving. It's just a lot of
Mhm.
stuff going on.
Yeah.
And they said one of the directors grabbed me. I don't even really think he knew who I was. I think he just saw I was
Mhm.
free, and he
Mhm.
was like, "Oh, can you just sit in for one of the actors, the main
Mhm.
actors?" So now I'm sitting at the round table, circle reading table where
Mhm.
you do like the reading, and you're sitting.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I'm sitting right in between Fantasia, Taraji, and Danielle Brooks, and more of them. And I'm just like, I'm shook a little bit at first,
Mhm.
but I keep my cool because I'm like, you know, keep it cool. But
Yeah.
I'm honestly just so fast. I didn't even say speak to them because I'm literally still like this, just looking at everything that's going on. And they end up just tapping me like, "Hey, like how you doing?" You know their personalities.
Yep.
Fantasia
Mhm.
and Taraji, you already know their
Yeah.
personalities.
Mhm.
It's like
Yes.
big sister, auntie,
Mhm.
best friend energy.
Yes.
So they like, oh, like I see you all focused. I just want to say, hey, what's your
Mhm.
name? So we're just talking, having short but like thorough conversation.
Mhm.
And Taraji, I can't remember if it was Taraji or Fantasia. I can't remember. They were just both so sweet to me.
Mhm.
I want to say it was Fantasia though. She gave me a hug and she embraced me. She was just like, I don't know what it is about your spirit. I just
Mhm.
feel it. And she was like, I just wanted to give you some love. So there's that. Now, do
Wow.
I have any videos or pictures to account for that moment? No.
No. Some moments are just meant to capture
For
each
you.
moment. Yes. 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 But I definitely love that. Like, oh child, just being around those two
Woo.
beautiful, amazing, talented women is and it's like you just got the chance to just be surrounded by that and they're giving you all the love and everything. I know that just had to be like a just an amazing moment for you.
You're amazing.
Yeah, yeah. And then on top of that, you didn't work alongside Little Nas X. Like, how was that? How was that?
Well, that happened like 2 summers ago.
Mm,
And when it happened, at the time, Lil Nas X was definitely one of my top artists to work with.
mm,
Um, for many reasons, not only top artists to work with,
mm,
also one of the only artists that I can authentically see myself expressing myself behind working with. You know,
mm,
my authentic self,
yep,
as a queer black male, like,
mm,
to be honest, as a queer black male in the dance industry, it is really tough
yes,
because most times they want people who are masculine presenting in
mm,
every way,
yep,
and they want you to be buff. They want
yep,
you to like cosplay that you're like this, straight guy trying to like get out of this
mm,
girl, and I
yeah,
get it. And there are just not a lot of roles that
yeah,
are created for queer black men to just be them.
yeah,
So, Little Nas X, and like, now we're advancing. We got Destin Conrad, we got
mhm,
Khalid.
yep,
So I'm like, okay, now I see. And then the world is just advancing more. So I love to see that even in just a short amount of time, like the last 2, 3 years, to see the advancement.
mm,
But so that's why, working with him was important to me. He was really just the only one in the music industry that was out like there at the time. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
mhm,
For a little while. So, I kept knocking at the door, posting my little Nas videos, going to the appropriate rooms I feel are appropriate for me to be seen, and it
mhm,
just really wasn't happening.
yeah,
And so sometimes when you are continuing to knock at the door of things, this happened to me in plenty of different ways throughout my career. You got
mm,
to stop knocking for a while
yeah,
and
mm,
do something else. Focus on your own self, go another route.
mhm,
Don't put on your eggs in one basket.
yeah,
That thing, when you put energy towards something and it's pure, baby, it's gonna come back to you regardless. It don't matter if it's
mm,
10 years from now, 20 years, it's going to
mm,
come back.
yeah,
Trust and believe. But sometimes you gotta stop knocking because that is sometimes it can just like actually make the thing not come. It's
yeah,
like you just need to let it breathe.
yeah,
Relationships, opportunities, let them breathe.
yeah,
So I did that. Um, Moved on to something else, and then randomly, I just got a call, like an audition invite,
Mhm.
No, it wasn't even an invite. It was a booking, direct booking invite. It
Mhm.
wasn't an audition invite. I didn't audition. It was a booking invite.
Mhm.
And the thing it said from major artists, and it said Lil Nas X, and I said this is a scam. I said this is a scam. This is a scam. So I'm
Mhm.
calling the numbers attached to it. I'm looking at all the paperwork, and I'm like, wait, I'm starting to realize this is real.
Mhm.
And I'm starting to do my research out in the world too. I'm like, wait, this is real.
Mhm.
So I could go to the job. Now, this was for his song Light Again music video. So
Mhm.
what it actually ended up being is a big party. So it was a real party.
Mhm.
Um, and he casted people in certain areas that had the skill set to do it. So I was casted as a dancer,
Mhm.
as a dancer party goer.
Mhm.
While people who was just coming to the party and didn't know it was a music video, like
Mhm.
maybe he posted on Twitter and people just came,
Mhm.
but I was actually casted. Um, and so we were there all day. We shot some early stuff of
Mhm.
like, the party, like before the actual party happened.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it wasn't no choreography, there wasn't a chore so no, it wasn't a Sean Bankhead moment for me yet. But so it wasn't no choreographer, it was just like all freestyle improv storyline. So
Mhm.
if you watch the video, you'll probably see me in there going crazy. I'm not doing a routine. I'm
Mhm.
like dancing, freestyling, having fun, just being the character.
Yeah.
But it was a great experience and getting to meet him and talk with him. He's funny. He's everything we see him on social media to be. He's got the same personality. He
Mhm.
was talking to everybody, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying, having sidebar conversations and stuff.
Mhm.
And, the casting directors really took liking to me. So they was just pulling me for different parts and like
Mhm.
asking me to do this, asking me to do that. So it was a great experience. It
Okay.
was.
Period. I
Yeah.
definitely love to hear that.
Yeah.
And then, so now we've talked about your dance career. So I want to talk about like how you started being a director because now, you know,
Hmm.
you are an Oscar qualifying director now. So
We share that award together.
yes, 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 yes.
Just
Because
to let the
both
people know, because you're an Oscar qualifying producer.
yes, 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 I am. So um let's talk about what made you want to go into directing.
I don't think I wanted to go into it. I think it's
Mhm.
just destiny. I think all the things that I've explained before just led me to that moment. I think
Mhm.
I've just been a leader.
Mhm.
That's just it. It
Yeah.
ain't. I never ever said I want to go into directing.
Mhm.
It's just that the
Yeah.
way things played out, the way
Mhm.
my career journey played out, and I'm
Mhm.
teaching here and there.
Mhm.
Okay, boom. Now I'm assistant directing. Okay, boom. I'm assistant directing because first I was a great leader and teacher.
Yeah.
But first, before that, I was a great follower. So the
Mhm.
building blocks: a great follower, a great leader, a great listener, a great teacher, a facilitator of without having too many responsibilities. Just teach this class
Mhm.
for an hour. That's all I need you to do.
Mhm.
Now you're doing that so well. Can you also do this, this, and this? Can you be the stage director?
Mhm.
Can you be on stage right? Can you help with the costumes? Okay, now can you just be the assistant director?
Mhm.
Okay, now you've got all these experiences and skill sets from multiple different cities and states and places and people. And now you say, boom, I'm gonna start a business.
Mhm.
Mind you, you already had the business. You had the business before. I had an LLC when I was in college.
Mhm.
My junior year of college, going to my senior year, I had an LLC. I had a business.
Mhm.
So you move forward, and you be assistant director for somewhere else, for someone else,
Mhm.
and then all the puzzle pieces just come together, and now you just find yourself directing and creating new events and creating summer intensives and you know, building, continue to flourish this brand, this company, Dance Givan. It's just destiny.
Yes, absolutely. So we're gonna tap in a little bit into the inclusify because that's
Ah,
I mean, inclusify was just so amazing. Um, but I was one of the executive producers on there. Well, I was the only executive producer on
thank you.
there. And then you had Jaylon as well, who was one of the producers on there as well, and the director. He was playing many hats.
Right, and the
Um,
choreographer
yes,
and the.
yes, yes. So talk about your experience in Inclusify.
Well, first, the experience was pleasant from beginning to end.
Mm,
Um, Meaning like the planning stages
mm,
till production close,
mm,
and Jalen, which is the other, I'm Jaylon, he's Jalen, that's my twin flame,
mhm.
and Monte. We planned and worked on it for months.
Yes.
People don't understand, like when you're doing projects and you see these projects that people artists are putting out, even if it's only a minute, it takes time to plan a minute production
Mm.
um of any sort. So to do like what ours was 8 minutes, 7 minutes,
Yes, 7
to
minutes.
do a 7 minute long film production
Yep. And it,
project.
that's been over, I want to say 9 or 10 months. Yeah.
So of
Mm,
planning and different things,
yep.
and before I even came a part of it, they was planning it before I even joined the team. So that just only goes to tell you we probably were planning for almost a whole year. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? There's so many moving parts, but my experience was again pleasant from beginning to end. Jalen and I are great friends, great brothers. We've worked on projects before that one. So
Mm,
it was easy, and Jalen always includes me in everything that he's doing.
mm,
So it was easy for me to say yes to being a part just because of our relationship and experience or our rapport before that.
yeah.
And Jalen is like also like a little brother to me. So
Mhm.
I have played that role in his life and career from the jump.
Mm,
Like I can't even remember exactly how we met, but that's a whole different story.
mm,
But it was always A1 since day one. Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So, I think like what I also played in the Inclusify project was being a rehearsal director.
Yeah.
So I was the first part, I feel like, in getting it physically moving.
Yes.
um, and
Yes.
Jalen is based in Vegas, and then
Mhm.
Monte is the executive producer, and then we have the dancers all from ATL. So, and at that time, I was based in ATL, so I, was the only person that could really get it up and running before Jalen could come in and
Mm,
Monte could come in and stuff like that. So having to learn everything from video that Jalen created and then fine tune it and teach it to the dancers. It's something that that was my favorite part actually of the
mm,
whole entire experience
mm,
because, I really love directing and leading and choreographing and like, just being over a room. I love that. So it was fun to do that and work with like several 8, 10, 9 dancers,
yeah.
and then all the way up into the day of the shoot. I mean, we had a blast when all of
Yeah.
the music artists came in. Now
Mhm.
everybody's there. We're starting to see the vision more, and
Mhm.
now it's production day. We had a 2-day production day. Did we use both days?
Yeah, we surely
We
did.
did. We did use both
Mhm.
days. And so this the set where we rented the set for to film at.
Mhm.
I can't remember the name. Maybe you do.
Lux Galore Studio.
Lux Galore, shout out to them.
Mhm.
They had plenty of different rooms. They told us that we were the first people to utilize
Mhm.
that everything that they have
Yeah.
and in the most creative way. So that was, because people do use them a lot now. You
Mhm.
know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Even
Yep.
more so after we did it, a lot of people
Mhm.
found out about it. And
Yep.
I still have yet to see something as innovative and creatively
Yep.
executed in the way that we did. We really made that business look like not just like, oh, it's multiple rooms. It looked like this is
Mhm.
real, like
Yeah.
we really created a story. um So yeah, I mean, it was fun, you know.
Mm.
I think most of the work was done before, so just being on set in real time and having to make those real time decisions like
Yeah,
that you can't plan for.
yeah,
Like we work, we practice, okay, but now we got 5 minutes left to shoot this. Like, okay,
yeah.
what we gonna do? Like having
Mhm.
to do that, I think I really served because Jaylon, I think on the day of was, of course, he was the main director, but he also was dancing too. And so
Mhm.
I had just told Jaylon like, I really want to focus less on me dancing and being in it and just like making sure that I can support you strongly as a assistant director.
Yeah,
And I think that was my favorite part, just making those real time decisions and
yeah.
seeing it come together,
Mhm.
keeping everybody on their P's and Q's and stuff like that. And yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, 'cause the crazy part about Inclusify, from where it was really, really, really born, it was born literally just by me listening to music like outside around my apartment complex. And then
Mhm.
I was so tired of like, because I was trying to figure out some things of what I wanted to do with my business, and I just didn't know I wanted to have everything. And then it was just something that just sparked in my mind, and it was like body paint. And so I just started
Mm.
thinking of body paint.
Body paint is a staple
Yeah,
in in it all. I really do. I just
yeah,
think the body paint, I
yeah.
mean, gosh.
And then I just kept on that. And then once I thought about the body paint, then I want to say like a week later, because I followed Jaden like probably like a year before I had even like before this project had even came up. And then I just saw like because I was looking for choreographers, so I just saw him and I was like, I'm gonna message him, but I don't know if he gonna answer. So, and Lord behold, he answered. And then it just became like he wasn't just more than just a choreographer. Like he was actually
He's
like,
a full blown businessman.
yes, yeah,
Like at such a young age. Jalen been there since I met him. I mean, I think I met him, he was like 21.
yeah.
Businessman,
Mhm.
LLC, contracts typed up, like
Mhm.
so professional.
Yeah. And he taught me how to make my own first album.
Yes,
Taught me
yes.
everything. But it was just to, and that was like my first major project I ever did. But to just have
And you did
somebody,
it so well,
yeah,
exceptional.
thank you, thank you, thank you. But just to hire somebody to originally come in as a choreographer, but then somebody that's believing in the vision and actually seeing it and becoming that to becoming the producer. And it was just like everything was aligned, but then also I was so honestly grateful to just be in front of not only him but just so many people that were just like me
Oh yeah.
that were ambitious about what they wanted to do. And it was so freeing and it was like, oh my god, yes, finally. So it was supposed to be a live performance, then it just became how it was supposed to become. So everything was all of that. I say all of that to say like sometimes if you don't know how to start something, sometimes it's just a matter of just starting it. And literally all of the people that are meant to be a part of it, they will align with it and they would like form together like puzzles.
Yeah.
Like it is, I mean, from talent, from production, I mean, we
Everybody was so talented. Shout out to Jiggy and his team too,
yes.
because Jiggy did his thing with the
Hmm.
editing. Oh my God. Because it's one thing to have a great set, great dancers, great costumes, all the puzzle pieces there. But
Yeah.
that videographer, not only the way they shoot and the
Mhm.
type of equipment that they have, the caliber,
Yeah.
the way that they put it together in
Mhm.
transitions in the editing, all of that is so critical.
Yeah.
And I think like videographers just need more love because all these things that we're seeing on TV, on
Mhm.
Instagram, on da 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 at these people concerts, the
Mhm.
editors and
Yeah.
the videographers that shot that
Yeah.
need to be praised. Give them their flowers because you can't just record it with any type of thing and then just put it up there. It's not gonna
Yeah.
look the same.
Yeah.
It's not gonna have the same impact on the audience. Trust
Mhm.
and believe
Yeah.
that. Yeah, so he did him and his team.
Yeah.
They did that thing that was so professional. Like everybody just did their thing, man.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I'm proud of everybody for that, even to this day, because
To
it's
this day, that's the
yeah.
yeah. So and then I know we got something else we're gonna be working on soon. So
We are. So we gonna get that together. We're gonna make sure it's done. We're gonna make sure Jaylon been on my ass about it, but we're gonna make sure that it's done. But yeah. Um so before we close out, because as we all say, all good things must come to an ending.
yeah.
Um I feel like you already answered it, but I guess I'm gonna just ask it anyways. What are what are some things that you want people to know that people don't know about you or
Mm. That's a really great question.
mm,
I feel like I want people to know one, first and foremost, I am definitely the most passionate person that you will ever meet. I really do mean that. That has nothing to do with no one else and everything to do with myself. And my biggest dream or goal, both in dance and in my life, is to dance with the entire world.
yeah.
Because, and I don't care how I do it, I don't care how I get there, which is why you see me always starting new and initiating new elements to my business and brand.
Mhm,
Because I understand that it's not about me going through other people and other entities to make that goal and dream a reality.
mhm,
But it is about everything that I do with what God has given me at my own table to make that goal and dream a reality.
mhm,
So, when people see me or think about me, I want them to think about that. I want them to understand that everything that I do, every single thing that I do is in support of that dream and goal. Um, I want people to know that I did not make it here on my own,
mhm,
at all. I have a lot of people all over the world from all different walks of life that has supported me since the beginning of my pursuit up until this day. Financially, you know, encouraging wise, with encouragement, by showing up to my events, by um, sharing, my work. Um, so I just want people to know that, what you see is not, it's a product of an entire village that believes in me and is the utmost reflection of God and who God is and what God represents. So, that's what I would want people to know about me, and that if you do want to support me and what God is doing through me and my journey and my, business, the best way to support is to share. That's the
mhm,
best way you can support me.
mhm,
Yes, if you want to send, donations, it's all great, but nothing's gonna trump you sharing a repost to share to your story, or oh, I can't attend this, but let me send this to 5 people that I know that would be interested in this and that could possibly attend this.
mhm,
I always tell people that because that's what I do. When people invite me to their thing, they want me to come to their class, they teaching this Saturday. Oh, I can't make it. Dang, like can't make everything. But let me go ahead and send this
mhm,
to 5 people or X amount of people who I know would love this experience, that has been waiting on this experience. So, that's all I really ask for when it comes to support. And those are some things that I felt like I wanted you guys to know about me.
mhm. And where could they find you at?
I am a Instagram guy. I have all the socials for the most part,
Mhm,
but Instagram is where you gonna get the most action out of me. So
mhm,
if you just follow Dance Givan, so that's DanceGivan, V as in Victor. Dance Givan on Instagram or all platforms. You'll find a connection to me. Yes, I do have a personal Instagram, but if you go through my business page, you will find that. And if you are interested in working with me in any way and you want to inquire, all you have to do is either DM Dance Givan or email dancegivan16, so 16 at gmail.com. Yep.
All right. Well, we must come to an ending, y'all. But
Oh,
this has been an amazing episode of the Our House podcast. And thank you so much, Jaylon, for coming on. I definitely appreciate you. But yeah, y'all. I'm out, y'all.
thank y'all
Bye.
for listening and thank you, Monte.